So now the question is how Annex A has been inserted into federal constitution. So we have Malaysia Agreement 1963. In Malaysia Agreement 1963, we have Annex A, which is Malaysia Bill, will be inserted into the federal constitution. To answer how Annex A has been inserted into the federal constitution, you look at Annex A lah. No need to look far. You look at Annex A of the federal constitution. What does Annex A say? The first sentence, you look at the note there. It said, in accordance with Section 3 and the first schedule, certain sections are to be inserted in and become articles of the Constitution. Any such section is distinguished in the text of the Act by a marginal note giving its number as an article of the Constitution. The articles in question are listed in order in the first schedule. So based on Annex A Malaysia Bill, it tells us that you need to look at the Section 3 and the first schedule on how Annex A has been inserted into the federal constitution. In the first schedule, it tells you the list of the section that will become the article of the federal constitution. This is how section in the Malaysia Agreement has been inserted as article in the federal constitution. You see, Annex A have many sections, 96 sections. All of this section that is listed in the first schedule will be inserted into the federal constitution as article. So the section in Malaysia Agreement 1963 has become the article in the federal constitution. Now we look at Section 3. What does Section 3 say? The heading is clear. Section of Act inserted in Constitution. So section in the Malaysia Agreement will be inserted in the federal constitution as articles in the new federal constitution. So Section 3 said the constitution shall be amended as shown in the first schedule to this act by inserting as article to the constitution in accordance with that schedule the section of this act specified in the second column, and those sections shall be read and have effect accordingly. That is Section 3. It's referred to us to look at the first schedule. So this is the first schedule. The title of the first schedule is Insertion of New Article in Constitution. This is the first schedule in Malaysia Agreement 1963. On the left is the article of the Constitution of Federation of Malaya, and on the right, second column, is the section of the Malaysia Agreement that will amend the Federal Constitution of Malaya, and then it will become a new articles for the Federal Constitution of Malaysia. For those that haven't looked at first schedule of Malaysia Agreement 1963 in Annex A, I show you here. This is the first schedule of Malaysia Agreement 1963. As you can see, in the left is article of the Federal Constitution of Malaya, and then on the right is the section in the Malaysia Agreement 1963. This new section will amend the Federal Constitution of Malaya, and then it will become a new article in the Federal Constitution of Malaysia. There is a long list here. You can check at the first schedule of the Malaysia Agreement 1963. So this is the first schedule for the people that haven't looked at it. This is the schedule, very specific. The section that need to be inserted as new articles in Federal Constitution of Malaysia based on the Malaysia Agreement. Directly, specific, detail, even put into a table in a schedule there. Okay, that is the first schedule. It is in Malaysia Agreement 1963. Please look at it so that you know how the section has been inserted, which section has been inserted, and what kind of section has been inserted, and amend the Federal Constitution of Malaya, and then it become a new Federal Constitution of Malaysia. So the conclusion that we have here, the first conclusion is, all the section in Malaysia Agreement 1963 has been inserted as articles in the Federal Constitution is Malaysia Agreement 1963. You see, there is 96 section of Malaysia Agreement 1963 has been inserted as article in the federal constitution. So all of this section has been inserted as a new article in the federal constitution is Malaysia Agreement 1963. That is your first answer. Where is Malaysia Agreement 1963? You read federal constitution. Yes, that is federal constitution. But all the amended, the section that has been inserted into the federal constitution is Malaysia Agreement 1963. You know, people who are asking, where is Malaysia Agreement 1963? They are like Zainal said, you are in a forest and then you ask, where is the tree? You are in a forest and then you ask, where is the tree? The tree is in front of you. In the federal constitution, all the section from Malaysia Agreement that has been inserted as articles in the federal constitution, that is Malaysia Agreement 1963. So some people just cannot look at this that way, even if it is in front of you. Still asking, where is Malaysia Agreement 1963?